Friends, guests, and adventurers of all ages, tonight's show is for the brave, the fearless, and the dangerously curious. Witness feats of strength, daring acrobatics, and mystifying magic. Get ready to have the most astounding night of your life. Welcome to the Circus of Wayward Wonders. Welcome to Roll for Combat, Three-Ring Adventure.
Hey everyone, welcome to Roll for Combat, Three-Ring Adventure. I'm your GM and host, Stephen Glicker, and in this week's episode, we find out what the rest of the swamp is like because people can't stop exploring. So one thing I wanted to discuss is something that is new to me, brand new to me. I've never really experienced it before, so I'm still learning how to deal with it for the first time ever, and that is long-term romance in a role-playing game. I've had short-term romances, and I've DM'd those and played those, and, those are usually for laughs. But for the first time ever, we have a serious romance between Atrion and Alhara, and they want to play it out. Now, I'm not against that, but I have been hearing a little bit of hubbub that people are, well, lack for a better word, a little bored or don't really love that section of the podcast. So I want to address that and make sure everyone knows that I am actually going to take care of that. Well, okay, take care of that is a little harsh. Let me say I was thinking about this. So as many of you probably know, I study a lot of script writing for both television and movies and storytelling. And if there's one thing you ever want to figure out how to solve, I always say look at television or other media and see how did they solve it in those media, and then bring that to your game. Now, I've never had to deal with romance before, so I was thinking about it, and I did a little bit of research, and sure enough, it's one of these things like, oh, of course, it's like once you hear it, you know it, is that, well, romance in terms of just having a basic romance and having people sitting around and having googly eyes at each other is actually pretty boring. It's exciting for the two people, but watching it is really not exciting. And the reason is because there's no drama, there's no conflict, there's nothing really happening. It's just a conversation. And you know what? Conversations on their own are fairly boring. So how they do this in other media, and you've seen and heard this a million times before, is that when two people are romantically linked, when they're having a conversation about, I don't know, like power couplers, or how the laser works, or how they're going to steal the plans, what they're really talking about is their feelings for each other. And that way you're able to combine both plot and romance together. And I'm giving a very simplified version of this. But the point is that you need to integrate it directly into the plot and not overtly bring it out into the open. You can do it, but very rarely. Otherwise, it can get really boring really quickly. And I am now aware of this. So we here at Roll for Combat and Three-Ring Adventure are talking it out. So we are going to adjust the way that their romance is portrayed in the show. We're going to try to depict the romance using more familiar conventions like those you've seen in television and movies, where it's not them just sitting there talking about their unrequited love to each other. It's that they will actually tie it directly into the plot, or they will tie it into other aspects of the plot. So it's a combination. It really comes down to this, and I've said this a million times. It's a combination of storytelling, plot development, or conflict while the romance is going on. As long as you have one of those other elements going on at the same time, it'll keep you interested. If it's just two people talking and there's no conflict, there's no story, nothing's moving forward except their relationship, it will probably lose a lot of people, especially if you're not interested in the relationship. So I just wanted everyone to be aware of that, and I learned quite a bit because it's not something that I've really had to deal with in my 44 years now of role-playing of romance. It just doesn't come up that often. So I am learning something new even after all these years. Now, I don't want to get rid of it completely because I feel that that is a disservice to both myself and those two characters. But instead, we're just going to adjust it. We're going to do our best. It might be a little bumpy, but keep in mind the next time you hear this come up, don't roll your eyes and go, oh, here we go. They're just going to be talking about how much they love each other for the next 5 minutes, and it's all going to be lovey-dovey, googly eyes. No, we're going to try to actually make it interesting and maybe even drop in some backstory about their characters or about where they came from. Atron's actually doing that slowly. I'm just going to have him move that ahead a little bit. But he does bring up a lot of his background when he's talking with Alhara. And we will accelerate that a little just so you will always be interested in what you are listening to. So hopefully you can learn something yourself from what I learned and incorporate that into your game. Again, this is one of these things I'm sure you're aware of. And as soon as I mentioned it, you're like, oh, yeah. They always do that in television and movies. Now we can see if we can figure out how to do it. So real quick, show notes. We have a lot going on with Roll for Combat RPG Superstar. It is happening. I have final artworks and I've been posting them on the Discord. If you want to go to the Discord, you can see what monsters look like. If you won, let me know what monster you have and your Discord channel ID, and I will send you a picture of your monster in its final artwork. I'm not posting them all, but every few days or a week or so, I'm going to post at least one or two, so you get an idea of what the final monsters look like, and the artwork is looking great. I'm really happy with it. We heavily accelerated the number of artists working on it. Originally, I had a small group, but they were going way too slow, so I hired like a dozen more artists, and wow, it's amazing when you have a dozen people working on something, because suddenly the artwork is pouring in faster than I can keep up with it. So be on the lookout for those. Just go to discord.rollforcombat.com, and you can see the very, very cool artwork appearing in the upcoming Roll for Combat RPG Superstar 2020 Bestiary. That is a long title. I will see if I'm going to change that, but I think it's just going to be long. Oh, so don't forget, you can now listen to the show live. All you need to do is contribute $5. I brought it down from 10. $5 to the Patreon, and you too can listen to the show live every single week. We are a little bit further in Circus, and in Edgewatch, they are starting book 2. They're really far. They are freaking flying on that game, and that is just, they are treating that game like Starfinder. If you remember our Dead Sons Adventure Path, they would finish a book in about 25-ish episodes. They might finish book 1 in 25 episodes, which is saying something because the Pathfinder books are a third larger than the Starfinder books, so they are cruising. And of course, don't forget, check out Jason's Talking Combat column. You're really giving yourself a disservice if you're not reading his column every single week. I think it was his New Year's resolution to not only hand his column in on time, which he did, but he made it really, really long, which I appreciate. He went to town. Sometimes I feel like he just kind of phones it in. Oh, did I say that? This is the thing. I'm actually joking here. Jason is the fastest writer I've ever seen in my entire life. So for him to, quote, phone it in means he only gives me like 3,000 words instead of 5,000 or 10,000. Well, 10,000 is too much. But he writes so ridiculously fast. What his, quote, phoning it in is the equivalent of anyone else sitting there for a week writing, because he is the fastest writer I've ever met. And if you don't believe me, just go to Quora and look up Jason McDonald, and he answered thousands upon thousands of Quora questions in just a few years. That is a ridiculous amount of writing. I am completely joking with you, Jason, because I know you're listening to this. You are the Stephen King of role-playing games. You can write faster than anyone I know. But with that, let's get to this week's episode. Last we left off, you decided to explore more of the swamp after hanging out with the greater Barghest, who you might have made a greater bargain with. We don't know. The greater Barghest are pretty evil, and this guy didn't seem to really like you that much, but somehow, some way, you managed to work out a deal. Who knows if he's going to honor the deal? I guess we'll find out. But then you decided, let's just keep exploring. What's the worst thing that can happen? And it turns out will-o-wisps, which are normally really, really, really hard, but I don't know how you guys did it, but you killed them like in 2 seconds flat, which is kind of not fair to the will-o-wisps because they weren't going to do anything except kill you. And they were going to show you such delights. But, now they're dead. And you are on an island in the middle of a swamp. And it's getting dark. That's it.
Steve, was that a Hellraiser reference?
Lauren Sig is playing Hap, the Starlight Sparrow, a human fire elementalist sorcerer.
Maybe.
I liked it. Thank you. We have such sights to show you.
I've never heard of this.
Vanessa Hoskins is playing Alhara Varys, the amazingly agile Alhara, a half-elf gymnast swashbuckler.
You've never heard of Hellraiser? There's
What is it, like a band?
No, it's one of the most iconic. You've heard of the Cenobites, Pinhead?
Oh, it's like a horror movie?
Yes.
Oh, I hate horror movies.
Okay, that could be why.
Yeah, that'd be why.
Well, it's iconic. Clive Barker. Anyhow, yeah, you killed them. That's literally where we last left off. And people are damaged. Alhara's standing on a big old log. Darius is next to the log. Hap, Riley, and Atron are hanging out by the other log. There's a lot of logs in this forest, and lots of water, and
Well, it is a
swamp
forest.
creatures.
There better be logs.
Rob Tremarco is playing Darius Varys, Darius's Daring Destructions, a half-elf monk of the mountain style.
Or else we're out of here. This forest is...
They're better than bad. They're good.
Rob Pontius is playing Otteron, Uncanny Otteron's Cauldron of Curious Concoctions, a human witch of curses.
I guess it could be like a bamboo forest, or
In all fairness, sometimes it's hard to see the forest through the logs.
right?
Ooh.
Alright, I want to check out this building that's to our south on this little island.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna creep around the edge of the thing. I'm articulate.
So, yes. So you are on a middle island. For those of you listening at home, this is a little hard to picture, but not really. There's 4 islands. There's one to the left, one in the middle, one on the right, and one to the far right. They're in the one in the middle. And the one in the middle has old ruins. That is a foundation of a small building that once stood there. It's overgrown with weeds, almost entirely obscured. Alhara is wandering around the old ruins. It's very small. It's only like a 10 by 10 room. And there was a skeleton there that clutched a leather satchel, which Hap took. And on top of that, the skeleton's leather armor is also in tatters, and there is an amulet on the skeleton's neck. I don't remember if you took any of this stuff last time, but that's where we last left off.
I remember what happened with this amulet. I think that you described it to us after we were already fighting the will-o-wisps, and we just kind of forgot to grab it. So, I go grab it. How about that?
Yes. Well, I didn't describe it. I would have remembered. This is
I'm sorry. Well, you said that it was present.
It's present, but you look at the amulet, and there is a clay figurine that resembles a white cat with a paw outstretched.
Huh. What do my detect magic eyes see?
That'll be a 10-minute thing. But you
Detect
can do
magic's
it.
not 10 minutes.
Oh, detect
Is it?
magic. No. I thought you were identifying. Yeah.
Identifying's 10 minutes. Detect magic is, yep, it's magic. Or
Yeah,
no,
it's
Yeah,
magic.
yeah.
It's magic.
Oh, this is interesting.
Divination. It looks like it's actually a talisman, and they just have to put it on a chain, so it's actually not like a necklace.
I feel like the chain that it was on just kind of rusted away or something.
And the actual leather itself is in complete tatters. And you also have a sack. And that's it. Alhara, you look at the runes. It's a building.
Ruins.
An old building.
Oh, ruins. Yeah.
Ruins.
Ruins.
Okay.
Ruins.
Is there like a door, or do I need to like climb over something?
Oh, no, there's
Oh, look, an
Yeah.
opening.
There you go. There's the door. There's nothing left except just stonework. This thing is hundreds, maybe thousands. Who knows? It's really old.
For the
There's-
listening audience, Alhara had gone like 80% around of it and didn't find an entrance and was like, well, I guess we can't get in. And it happens to be at the last 20%.
Yeah, Ataran shifts just to keep an eye on what Alhara's doing. Getting far closer to the building.
Yeah, Darius will get next to Alhara.
The runes have nothing of interest. They're completely overgrown. And it looks like the skeleton, by the way, is a halfling. There's nothing in these runes that you can find or tell.
Hap, is that amulet magical? I can look it over later.
Oh, look. I don't know. I was going to come over and show you this, but I kind of forgot. Look, it looks like a cat, and it's definitely got some magic in it.
Yes, I will. I have a number of things to look over later, so yes. We should.
Is this pocket where you put the... Here, I'm just
Be
going
in
to put it in
camp.
this pocket for you. And I shove it in your pocket for you. There
Okay.
you go.
Yeah, thank you. Is there anything about the building of interest? Anything marking the walls?
You look around closely. There's nothing. There's no words. There's no inscriptions. There's no dates. Whatever is here has been lost to time.
We need to also check the island where the wisps were. But the fireball made it move funny, so perhaps we should be careful. Perhaps an illusion? Because it like flowed or something?
Yeah, you noticed there was something weird that happened to the
The island
Didn't it, like-
shook.
It like shook it like a boat, right? On the water?
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird.
Hey, can I take a look around real quick with detect magic eyes?
Sure, but I have an idea.
What is your idea?
It looks like there's trees and stuff growing on this island. Is that right? The one that floated weird?
Yeah, in fact, if you're picturing a circle,
Mm-hmm.
because this island is kind of circular, the whole top, the west, and some of the south, it's almost as if this entire island is almost like a sea covered in trees, and the only entranceway is through this log. Now, the water that is surrounding these islands, you can walk in it. It's probably like waist high,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's super difficult terrain. Not just difficult
Right.
terrain.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
Super difficult, but
Yeah.
it's totally walkable. And
Okay.
don't worry about leeches or piranhas or anything like that. Alhara walks to the island. I love it.
I'm just
I
gonna go over
love
there.
it.
I just want to check things out, and I need to be on it to really get a feel for what this thing feels like to stand on and how it's moving in the water.
Be careful.
All right. This is what happens.
Who, me? I'm always careful.
This is what happens. I need to think about this for a second.
Oh god, he's got to collect his thoughts. He's so happy.
Roll
Did it make a
for
reflex save?
combat.
Because, fireball.
Got to turn the island into a mimic.
Hey,
An
maybe.
island mimic.
It's possible.
Yeah, anything's possible.
You jump onto the island and
Yeah.
say, cool, and then sink up to your waist as the
Oh.
island is quicksand. Dun, dun, dun! Darius, you're up.
I immediately go to Alhara to help her out of the quicksand, standing on the log.
Okay.
Well, this is new.
You were like, what is this? Whoa! So, yeah, you're up to your waist in quicksand, and you have to give me an athletics check to try to pull her out and grab her and suck her out of the quicksand.
22.
Does Alhara let you do that?
Yeah, that's fine.
I know, I was kidding. Okay. It's anticlimactic, but you pop her out of the quicksand. The fastest combat ever.
Well,
it's
if I
over.
failed, she would have sank more, and then drowned in sand. Oh no.
Pretty much.
Really,
It's
this is just a very efficient way of getting more experience.
well, it's a complex hazard as opposed to because all the other ones we've been doing have been simple hazards, which just have like reactions and stuff. This is complex, which means it actually goes into combat and has an initiative and everything. So, which is kind of fun.
You see Ataran is like pulling rope out of their backpack and just stops as Darius pulls Alhar out. Well, that would have been a dangerous lure from the wisps.
Yeah, that would make their meal very, very convenient.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, if
drowned.
you actually went there and then fought them, that could have made things. Well, it would have been an interesting combat. That's all I would say.
A lot more challenging. You know, if I was a will-o-wisp and I fed off fear and death, this would be a great place to call home.
Yes.
So Alhara notices there's nothing on this island. Like, there's no actual campfire. There was no actual camp. It was just a will-o-wisps being will-o-wisps, those sneaky little bastards. And it looks like it is all, quicksand. But where the trees are is semi-solid, sort of swampy quicksand. But there's definitely things in the roots that could have some solidness to it, if that makes sense.
Well, in theory, the roots themselves would start to stabilize. That's what they do on beach ecosystems.
And you think you can almost see little pieces of skeleton here and there in the roots of the trees in the quicksand.
Yeah, there's something in the roots of the trees.
Would it be safer to go around in the water and search around from the side?
Probably.
That sounds like fun. Alhara immediately jumps in.
Just again.
Oh, be careful. You don't know what's in that water.
We
I
both
like
splash
to
in
make
the water.
a plan first.
Oh, gosh.
It's not
Is
that
it
deep.
Oh,
Up to the waist. My waist, anyway.
Well, my waist, but mine's higher, so.
Yeah, you jump into the water. It is lovely swamp water. It is slick with muck and thick reeds. Greater difficult terrain. And if you were smaller, you'd have to swim. So for Darius, it's up to his waist. Alhara, it's up to her chest. And it's just super slow going,
Darius.
but so far so good.
Can you feel the slime between your toes? Feels so weird.
I have boots on, but gross.
I mean, I have boots on too. I can still feel it.
Yep, there it goes.
Yep, gets in there, doesn't it? All right, so Alhara's going to start searching around in the swamp and this
Yeah, we can
island,
just
trying to
search
figure out
action.
why it was so weirdly buoyant. I mean, it doesn't seem like it would be just a quicksand. That seems weird.
So you spend a bit of time looking around, and this is actually going to take quite a while. So we'll say good 20 minutes of Alhara and Darius looking
nice.
around.
While they
seeing-
do that, Ataran will go looking over the ruins and maybe move aside some of the growth and vines just in case there's some clue as to the nature of the ruins from before.
You find in the tree roots, in between skeletal fragments, a simple silver chain bearing a brass housing with tiny brass wings. You find that.
Well, that's mighty interesting.
Yes, otherwise it looks like time and decay have eaten what is left of anything the will-o-wisps fed upon and left here to rot, or has sunk into the quicksand. Who knows where things go when they go into quicksand and die? Do they just stay down there and rot, or?
I wonder if there's an elemental plane of quicksand, and that's where they end up.
Well, you know what, I won't get into it, but I did listen to an entire podcast about bogs and swamps and learned a huge amount about them. So, and exactly that's something that happens, is that bodies are perfectly preserved, and when they get into swamps, eventually they come back, and that's why people are scared to go into them, because then they see the bodies come back up, and then they think they're haunted. In reality, it's just these bodies just don't decay. They stay in these swamps, and they're perfectly preserved for dozens, if not hundreds of years. And yeah, That's where like all the horror stories come because they actually exist. Anyhow,
Yeah, bog ecosystems are really cool.
very interesting. You find a silver necklace in the swamp.
Hey!
Ataran, you find nothing. You guys really
All right.
want to find something in that ruins. You search
Yeah, there
it.
has to be something there.
You're searching every inch. You're like, this can't just be a shack that someone built just for funsies. There has to be some mysterious story behind this shack. If it makes you feel any better, you can make one up, but there is none. It's just a shack.
This is a miniature wizard's tower for a very tiny wizard.
Could be.
Well, there's nothing over here. We should head back to camp and rest, and I have many things now to
But-
look over.
There's another island over there.
Again, I have almost no healing capability. Our wands are used. I really need to rest.
I can take care of you, Alhara. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. She runs over to the
No,
edge of
please.
the island, the southeast end, and leaps 25 feet to the next island. Was it upstream, downstream?
Side stream.
What? I mean,
Soda stream.
okay. Okay. Twitch stream?
Okay, you're on the little tiny island. There is a moss-encrusted log that extends from the swamp's eastern island to the dry and rocky ground to the east.
Don't worry about me. I'm just scouting. I'll come back if there's any danger.
Should we maybe make sure Hap you look injured?
Darius, you want to carry me across?
Hap is injured.
Get on
No,
my
no, just-
shoulders.
Just
I'm gonna
stay
get on
there.
Darius' shoulders. Riley's just gonna swim and get all dirty. He doesn't mind.
This is how bodies end up in bogs.
I thought it was because rival circuses killed their rivals and then put them in bogs.
Yeah, the only bog body I see around here is you.
I
Oh,
hear
no.
sometimes circus members do it to one another when they don't get listened to. Aderon smirks.
Oh,
Oh.
my gosh, you're so funny. No, I just want to see what's down
Oh,
here.
that worked? Good. At least one works. Unfortunately, it sounded like a threat, but it worked.
Ahara's going to leap. There's a log going from that island to the next one to the southeast down the chain, and she's just going to leap over it with her incredible athletic ability and land on the next island.
You land on the next
Ataran will
island.
just
That
walk.
island is very rocky and very solid, so you have no worries about that one. Up, Darius, stop.
Stop. I'm on the log.
Give
Oh,
me
no.
a reflex save. As you start to cross onto the log collapses and falls into the swamp. You make a 22 reflex save.
Oh no!
You can jump. Where do you want to jump? You can either jump to Hap or you can jump to Alhara.
Talhara.
You
You
jump to
crushed me.
Alhara, and while
She'll sort
you
of catch him like like the acrobats do, like forearm to forearm.
No.
Oh, that's so
Swing
bad.
him around.
what? That's not bad.
Roll for combat!
As you jump across the log, as it's collapsing, it falls into the water, and the water starts to churn. And out of the water, beneath the log, you see a large black ooze start to emerge from the water, upset that someone disturbed its rest underneath its favorite log in the forest. Darius, what were you doing? You're up first. There's a huge black pudding next to you. Black pudding.
Oh my.
That can't be. I wouldn't worry about it.
This is not good.
This is not good. Well,
This is not good.
Only someone had warned us.
if only Atron was here to tell us this was dangerous.
At this point, Aderon just is like, just nodding.
Yep. Just nodding like on
Nodding.
Darius will. Oh, you pudding you. Take the mountain stance. And then let's try a flurry of blows. Whoa, where'd that come from?
I'm just moving the template onto the onto here in case someone wants to use it.
No worries, I'm all out of level 3 spells.
31 to hit.
31 to hit. Well, I got good news and bad news.
Well, I think I know what the bad news is.
Good news is you hit it. The bad news it's immune to criticals
Oh.
because it's an ooze.
Well, that's 15 damage, so that's not nothing, hopefully.
That's certainly not nothing.
You punch the jello.
And
Wiggle, wiggle,
second,
wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
second shot, 19 to hit.
Yep. And
Does it
11
make
damage.
fortitude saves? I'm assuming they're immune to, like, stunning or something, maybe?
They're not immune to it, but this thing is way past your level. This thing is beyond your level and then some and then some. But I will make it do the fort save.
Critically
anyhow.
fail, and you lose 1.
Does a 28
No.
critically fail?
No.
I didn't think so. It rolled a whopping 10, and it still made it. Because its fort is... Oh, wait, that can't be right. Oh, yeah, it is a plus
What?
18 to its fortitude save.
Plus 18 to its fortitude.
Sounds alright.
What?
Is that okay? Is that too much?
I guess if you have no internal organs, why do you care?
Right. So, I just sing here, corrosive mass. Creature that hits the
oh, no.
pudding with metal or wooden.
Nope. Not me.
That's true. That's true.
I'm neither metal nor wooden.
We would also whoop a rust monster. Thank you very much.
True. Well, I have one more action.
True.
No, I have one more action. I will. Let's try it again.
You don't have 2 more actions?
No, I took the mountain stance as well.
Ah, that's right. Yep.
I'm on low AC. 11. Probably not. Oh, I am flanking. If that matters.
It might. It doesn't say. It just says it has acid, and it does acid to weapons that hit it.
Want me to
will that-
look?
Wooden or
Yeah,
metal
sure.
weapons. right?
Unarmed literally means not weaponed.
Is that what unarmed truly means?
I mean, textbook,
Mm,
dictionary.
no.
Or counts as a
No.
weapon attack, but
No, I just did this with another ooze, and this because there's a monk in that one, and the same thing. Like he had to do saves, just not take the damage. I mean, it's basically you get your hand out fast enough.
Well, there is precedence for weapon or unarmed attack. So if it doesn't actually specifically say unarmed attack, then it doesn't count.
Yeah, I think punching it's not going to do anything based on how I'm reading it. It sounds like it has to be a metal or wooden weapon.
Okay, fair enough. I just because oozes do this a lot, and I'm
Yeah.
not totally sure. Darius, you had one left action. What
yeah,
did
I
you-
rolled an 11, but I am flanking with it, so I don't know. I'm hoping its AC is low below.
It's actually not that low.
Yeah, okay. Then a miss it is.
Yeah, I mean, it is super high level, even if its dex is pudding.
Yeah,
Acheron, you
Acheron
just-
is up, and this thing was able to move out of the way. So you're like, ooh, this thing is a little dexterous.
Yeah, Atron sees this massive, huge mass of black oozing. I don't even know what Atron might really think of it as. Just considering it's not like the gelatinous cube; it's more free flowing and strange, like tendrils and the like of its viscous substance. So Atron wants to know what they know about it. So, if I could do a recall knowledge, please.
And it is occultism. Ooh, but you rolled a... I'm going to tell you what you rolled. You rolled a 2. So, you do not know much. It's an ooze. It's called a black pudding. And, yeah, that's all you know.
Does Acheron know that oozes like the gelatinous cube would be pretty much immune to all of their magic?
They're not immune to magic.
Well, almost all the occult stuff and pretty much all of Acheron's powers are mental based. Do I know that?
I would say most oozes are immune to things like acid. They're immune to crits. They're usually immune to mental. And they're usually immune to things like visual and unconscious. Those are your standards.
Alright. Okay, so I think...
And precision damage, too. Things like that. That's pretty standard for oozes, so I'll give you that. Like, that you just know.
This
Because
is
it's an ooze.
some form of ooze, and then Acheron would rattle off, like, avoid using mental magic or precision strikes, etc. Trying to go through all the different things mentioned. And Acheron will, let's see, look to... Oh, man. Acheron will This is not easy.
So Atron is, yeah, you're behind the Ooze. You're actually behind Riley. And Hap is right. Hap is not really on the Ooze,
Yeah, but
but
It looks like it's bursting out underneath
I
me.
know. It's basically bursting out from underneath you, and it's sort of like there, but it's so big because it's. Oh my God! Is this 15 by? Oh my God! It's 15 by 15.
Yeah, it's huge.
Holy moly! This thing
What?
is big.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think
it's a
somewhat
big
out of
creature.
surprise, Ataran will just immediately shout "Erulavodik" and send a broken part of log like flying at the black pudding as they cast a telekinetic projectile.
Okay. What type
For
of damage?
16.
What type of damage is that?
Bludgeoning, we'll say.
You sure you don't want to make a thing something like slashing? I'm sure slashing will make it much more fun.
And that's it for me.
You hit 12 points of damage.
Nice.
Not bad. Black pudding. Dun
Oh
dun
goodness.
dun. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't even know
no.
what I'm gonna do. There's so much
Nothing.
you can do.
Just don't do anything.
Okay.
It could just leave. I mean, it can find another log.
It probably should just leave.
That's
Yeah.
what I would do if
It
I
can
was
go
a
look
black
for
pudding.
its significant other, tapioca.
I was gonna make a tapioca joke. How dare you?
Be quick.
Rice.
He
I was
literally
waiting for
does
my turn.
One thing. One thing. It's gonna go after whoever hit it, and
Oh,
that
thank God.
is Darius.
That's me.
Oh gosh.
21. That I think misses you. What the heck?
21 is a miss.
Yes. Wow. What did it roll? Oh, it rolled a 3.
Keep rolling threes. 3 or lower, please.
And now it's gonna strike at Alhara.
Hmm.
22. Oh
Ooh.
my God, that misses too.
Also, probably a miss.
That's a miss.
And then a Riley.
Riley, he's not doing anything.
Food.
14. Another
Yummy food.
miss.
First of all, how dare you?
Well, it's like flailing in all directions. It's much more interesting that if it
It's
goes.
swinging out pseudopods.
It's pseudopods. There's pseudopods just going everywhere, just like flailing,
And how
trying to
dare
grab
you?
anything it can get.
That's the word I was looking for.
Here's the thing.
Pseudopods.
See, she wasn't mad when it went after Alhara and it'd be like, Alhara didn't do anything. No, Riley. Riley's who Hap really cares about.
You don't have a cute little boopable nose.
I do too.
She absolutely does. How dare you?
Acheron, after this, will you please boop my nose?
Boop the snoot. Alright, I'm gonna declare my actions and then I'm gonna narratively describe it because the two sound like an incongruency.
Well, first thing, you're going to have to move. I left it and you can stay on the same.
yeah.
You have to get off that square.
Yeah.
otherwise it's
But I'm gonna
restrict
declare
you.
the actions first, just that way, and then I'll narrate it. So I'm gonna use one action to move, and then I'm gonna use 2 actions to Burning Hands, and then Riley gets 1 action because I didn't command him, which will be the Jaws. But what really happens is is like this thing bursts up from underneath the ground, and it like starts like kind of. You know, like when it rains and like all the earthworms start coming up out of the ground. I guess it's like doing that up underneath Hap, and then so she's like desperately trying to like get away as she's losing ground, and she falls over, and like Riley's pulling on her and like trying to pull her out of there. So she gets out of the way, and then she gets up and just torches him with Burning Hands, and then you know after Riley's done pulling her away, like you know he starts gobbling up just starts slurping them up like he's delicious, the pudding. Alright, so let's click Burning Hands here. I'm going to use a level 2 Burning Hands. Oh, and here's the template.
Yeah, I see it. You don't have to put it on. Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
And then a Jaws attack with Riley.
Okay, you.
I wonder
hit-
if piercing does anything.
Oh. Now let's go through order. So you hit with. Oh wait, I have to do the reflex saving throw. So let's see if it jumps out of the way.
Well, it's immune to crit damage, right?
Yeah, but it still has to. It's a reflex saving
Oh,
throw
I see, yeah.
from the burning hands. Oh, it fails. So 20 points of damage.
Nice.
Ooh.
A lot of it goes on fire, even though it was water-logged. Get it? It gets
I
hit
like it.
by the jaws. Now that is finesse piercing. Now, what does piercing do? Let's look.
Oh no.
What?
I'm
It's
just.
not so bad.
No.
I've got more AoE. That's why I really wasn't worried about it.
So this is what happens. Riley bites it, and Riley does such a good job.
With his near minimum damage.
Oh,
There's 2 of them.
Oh,
Wait, aren't they both smaller?
Nope. But they are smaller in the sense they have less hit points, but they're still physically the same size. That is another fun thing about Pathfinder 2nd Edition. So let me just do some quick math.
Yeah, first had the similar thing where they would split and they would be the same size, and they would just. It was all too easy to quickly fill an entire room with ooze.
I think that like their hit points do still go down though, right? It's
Yeah,
just more dangerous.
It splits. So although they're physically the same size, they are less dense than before. So now there is an ooze surrounding Riley and Atron and Hap. There's just oozes everywhere.
yay.
Yay!
Does
Good
Riley's
job,
damage
Hap.
still go through?
No.
His damage didn't even happen either. Ugh. Gosh.
Completely immune. All you did was cut him in half.
Hey, you're welcome that I didn't metagame this.
Yeah, well, I know you didn't. Alhara, you're up. Hey, Alhara, look, you just got a lot more targets. That's all. Just think of it that way.
Wow. Okay. All right. So first thing she's gonna do is pull out her bow staff, because holy mackerel. The second thing she's gonna do is smack this black pudding with the bow staff.
Which black pudding?
The one that is adjacent to her, the original
The OG
black
P.
pudding.
Yeah.
OG gets hit. 8 points of damage.
Cool.
You know, why don't you do slashing? I bet you we could just fill this place with black puddings everywhere.
You know what? That's actually not a bad idea. If we could get the black pudding into the cave where the Bargus lives, and then just throw a bunch of daggers or something at it so it splits a billion times, and then barricade the cave exit, that seems like that would be a fun idea.
I kind of want to teach one to have witch spells so it can actually be a witch black pudding.
Oh my gosh.
Good thing Hap didn't heal up during those 20 minutes when people were exploring the woods.
Yeah, if
I
only someone
wanted
had
to
brought
say
it up.
something.
You
I
should've.
wanted to say something, but
Should've.
everybody was talking and
You
just
should've.
moving
Your mic
forward. I
was
like, it's
muted
fine.
and you couldn't.
You could have. I was sitting here waiting, but okay, Alhara, you hit. Anything else?
Yeah. I have one action left. I'm gonna hit it again. Let's go hitting it.
It'll
20 to
probably be
hit.
fine.
7 points of bludgeoning. Quack,
Yeah.
quack.
Yeah, it's taking damage, and it's very easy to hit.
Seems that way.
Darius, you're up. You're like, this isn't so bad. It hasn't even touched anyone yet.
Yeah, it's great.
Million man punch.
Let's do
Oh,
it
wait.
again.
Wait.
Oh, the staff is wood.
The staff is wood. Give me a reflex
Yes.
save.
No, I think my turn's over. You said it was Darius' turn.
I'll do it. I'll do it for you. Either.
I got it.
Oh, look at
Natural
that! You
20.
have natural 20. Give another one.
What?
It's every time
Okay,
you
but see,
hit.
if I knew about this, I might not have done it the second time. Honestly, Alhara would be cocky and she'd do it a second time.
Of course you would do it.
Ooh, I rolled a
Ooh.
2, 15 total.
That ain't good.
No!
Your staff takes 3 points of damage. You'll have to look it up. Look it up. I'm sure it has extra things because it's magic and stuff. I'm sure it's not broken yet, but I guess tonight Atron might be using some of their crafting to help fix your staff. Darius is up, but do make a note that you have 3 points of damage on your staff.
All right, let's strike this thing with a flurry.
You know, in theory, I wonder if your cloth hand wraps would count.
Well, if it doesn't say it on the monster, the
I'm
answer is no.
kidding. You
I rolled a 1
natural
anyway.
1. You stink.
Second shot. How's about a 14 while flanking? Oh, 10 damage.
It's not looking good. It's
And
not looking good.
I'll
Not
take
looking good.
another shot.
Another shot in the name of love.
Oh man, critical.
If-
You know, I'm gonna give you the sound
Holy.
effect. Whoops, that's the wrong.
Wrong one. Oh,
11 points of damage.
Ooh.
11 damage.
You get one more attack.
I have one more attack.
Yeah.
Do it.
Come on,
Oh,
credit.
beautiful.
Oh, beautiful. Actually, maximum damage.
15. Please be dead.
It's so close. It's like you can tell. It's
I
like
hit it
oh, it's
3
so
times.
close.
This is the greatest monster I've ever fought.
33 fort save, so you don't stun it.
Well,
Atron, you're in a bad place, man. A bad spot.
Oh
my
you got
gosh.
puddings everywhere.
There's like big jiggling piles of hit points.
What's the movement off of the island, like into the water?
15.
Just
every
leap.
Every square is 15.
It's plus 10 for each square. That's how the
Okay.
map works. Because it's greater difficult terrain.
Hmm.
The one next to
All
Darius is like on its very, very, very last legs, and they go next!
Yeah, I was hoping to do something cool, but maybe I
either be
can't.
3 attacks or 6 attacks. You choose. Do you ever figure out how many hit points you're oh, you know what? It's in Hero Lamp, I think.
Okay, I think I know what I'm doing if the template is correct. Okay.
Okay, wait, good news. Alhara, your staff has the hardness of 5, so it doesn't take any damage.
Right.
I forgot about that.
Oh, that is
Just
good news.
sizzles a bit.
It just sizzles a bit, so you're in good shape.
Ataran will move off the island, stepping into the muck and water. Wants to move further, but just is finding themselves slowed down that they can't move anymore because that's 15 and my movement's only 25. So can't move back anymore. Ataran raises their arms and chants Shatiti Nok, and from their outstretched hands and arms comes spiraling tendrils of darkness that have these like strange violet thorns that rip and tear as they go out in this 30-foot line, so it will hit both puddings and no one else.
Oh, beautiful.
That's so cool.
It's nothing crazy, but
Hey, something.
reflex. It's a fortitude save, DC 21, so they're obviously good at it.
Oh
But
no.
hey,
What?
Oh, the north one critically fails,
Oh.
Ooh.
and the south one totally makes it. So, let's see.
Half damage.
yeah, critical failure is it takes double damage and double persistent bleed if they
But-
can bleed.
Yeah, I don't know if it actually takes it because it's immune to critical. Well, critical hits is critical
Different.
hit.
Critical failures of a save
Oh,
sound like.
yeah, because this isn't a critical hit. This is a critical failure. That's a difference.
Well, it does 10 because I have it here, so it's different damage. But well, let's do the other one. So the first one takes 3 points of damage.
Yay!
Fantastic.
That's what I like.
Love it.
So the original one takes just enough damage. It had 2 hit points left,
Wonderful. Yeah, I didn't want
Barely
to waste
did
all
enough.
telekinetic projectile on it.
and that one dies.
I know you're gonna run out of telekinetic projectiles.
Well, I meant like do a 2-action attack on it just for a little damage as opposed to get them. both.
Sure. Oh yeah, no, that was a great.
And I finally got to use Grim Tendrils.
Ew. I mean, if you're gonna use Grim Tendrils, a murky, gross swamp is probably a pretty good, appropriate place to use
Yeah.
it.
So now,
I don't know how it would bleed, but I'll give it to it.
yeah, I mean, so that means it takes double persistent bleed, so it would have 2 bleed.
Well, that happens on its turn. Yeah.
Yeah, just letting you know. That is the end of Atron's turn.
You know when your soup, you leave it out too long and it's got like a film on top?
Yeah, it's losing its internal soup.
Yeah. You're just puncturing like the side and the soup is spilling out. That's what bleed is.
Is anyone else grossed out by that?
Who wants to
Nah,
die?
it's just soup.
Is it Hop, Riley, or Atron? You tell me. You get to choose who dies.
Everyone's a 13.
I picked Darius because he has the most hit points.
Well, I don't go in this initiative.
Can't reach you. Who wants to die?
Oh, just do one each, just for fairness.
Oh, the pudding is going.
Atron. Pseudopod! Ooh, that's fun. 10 points of damage. It rolls a 25. It hits you. Does 21 points of bludgeoning damage and 6 points of acid damage.
Oh. So how much?
27 points of damage total.
Okay, and I already did 10, so 13 more.
And so you take 6 points of acid damage to your clothing. So you might be naked soon. Take a note of that. I don't know what the hardness of your clothing is.
Whew.
But things might be falling out of you.
How much was it?
6 points of acid damage. Then it grabs you.
Oh no!
And then it will constrict you. Because why not? Or it could just hit you again. I'm trying to see. How does this work? I never understood.
Constrict's usually good if you have 2 different people grabbed.
Yeah. Well, the monster's listed, and then it just can like hit someone else because it already has you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's just
Yeah.
hit someone else.
Constrict is nice because it's automatic.
Yeah,
it's a fort save. It's a basic fort save.
Right,
Because usually it's like all the people that you have grabbed when you do constrict have to make that check and take that damage. So it's good to like have
Riley.
multiple people grab their
Riley's
hit
gonna
first.
Well, it also checks against a different defense too.
Leave
True.
my poor sweet boy alone.
Riley takes, what's that? 22 points of damage. 16 points of bludgeoning, 6 points of acid
Ugh.
damage.
This is unacceptable.
It is.
And
Hit me
now
all you like. Kill
flat-
me. Leave the dog alone.
Flat check to see if it's bleed. I don't know how it bleeds, but we'll just say it is. 19. It seals up whatever bleeding thing
It was bleeding
it has.
plasma, some sort of
Right.
plasma.
It actually, well, it takes the damage first, though, and then it does the check. So
Right.
it does take 2 points of damage. So something interesting I found out. If you are grabbed, unlike Pathfinder 1, the monster itself does not get the grab condition, only the person grabbed. So we've been doing that wrong.
Oh yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah, we've been doing that. Yep, I checked it with Mark for himself. And because I was like, wait a second, because I was reading it carefully, and he's like, yep. So only the person grabbed gets flat-footed and all that stuff. So the creature itself does not work like Pathfinder First Edition.
What?
Completely different. Well, that's right.
I knew that. Never thought to bring it up.
I know. Now I know. I was thinking about it. I'm like, let me double check, and I checked with Paizo, and they're like, yeah, that's
Oh goodness! I'm gonna be grabbing so many things.
I know. It's actually, it's really good. Well, it's really good for monsters. Hap, you're up.
All right. So I'm gonna use all 3 of my actions, but Riley's gonna use his one action to just step away.
He
Well,
can't.
to technically
He
stride
can't.
away.
He can't. He's immobilized.
Oh, he's immobilized.
Oh, no, he's not. He's not grabbed. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't think he was grabbed. All right, but seeing my poor sweet boy just get hammered by a pseudopod and then kind of whimpering a little bit, I'm just gonna go, just fire. I'm just gonna spam fire at him like this is Street Fighter and I'm playing Ryu. Just so many flaming Hadokens. So
Oh my gosh!
we're gonna use 2 actions for produce flame and 1 action for elemental toss to just get as much fire on the field as I can. Alright. I have to hit a 17 and a 25.
So produce flame and then elemental toss. Yeah, they both hit.
18 fire damage and then 19 fire damage.
Ooh.
Leave my sweet, sweet boy alone. Get out of here, you dark tapioca. I had enough of you.
Alhara's up.
Oh my god, it's still alive. Somebody get me out of here.
No, it's okay. I'll hurry to the rescue. She is going to heroically leap back over as close as she can to Ataran, placing herself basically between Hap and Riley, and the pudding can't quite get so far to block Otteron, but hopefully she'll make herself a big target if she can't kill this. And I've got 2 attacks left with the bow staff, because so far it hasn't taken any damage. It's done pretty good. Either I'm too fast or the acid is too weak. So I think I'm doing pretty good. Let's hit it. 27 to hit, 6 damage.
Okay, give me...
Reflex save, 32.
Alright, your thing is fine.
Just lightning fast. She snaps the bow staff at it and just bam! Pops it.
Yeah.
It's dead!
Fantastic.
And it gives Otteron one last little squeeze. Squeeze!
No!
Just to remember you by.
Please
It
don't
doesn't do
squeeze
any
them.
damage.
I need them.
Frenzy.
The thing is, Otteron is starting to put together a Rolodex of what it's like to be inside a gelatinous cube, what it's like to be constricted by a black pudding. They
Oh my
are
gosh.
they can put out a what it's like to be absorbed by X ooze, like a book. A
This is
handbook.
why I'm an
It's gonna
expert
be a
in
book.
occultism.
The book will be called Oozes and You, a guide for dungeoneering.
That's right. Oozes and You. A guide for the most relaxing oozes that you can sleep in and get massages from.
Otteron pulls at their robe where it's burnt through from the acid a bit. Just looks around at everybody.
It's dead. They collapse into the water, dissipating. And
In that silence after the battle, Alhara's going to turn to Otteron and be like, okay, you were right. There was more danger in the forest, and maybe we should heal. Or
just keep going.
there was another log leading across the river to another part of the forest. We could go explore it.
No, wait. Darius has to tend to Riley's wounds.
Okay.
Riley's fine. Riley's
Tend
fine.
everyone's runes, and then we explore it.
I am done for
Our
the
wounds are
evening.
fine. I'm sorry.
The map doesn't even go that much further. I'm pretty sure we're near the end of it.
Maybe we should rest now. It's been a rough bit for all of us, and we got a lot done. So good for us.
Alhara sees all the way to the east a ancient stone staircase leading up.
What time of day is it?
There's an ancient
Night.
stone staircase over there.
Oh,
Don't you want to check out the ancient stone staircase?
I feel let's do that in the morning. Let's have something to be excited for when we wake up,
Is it getting late?
isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Dinner,
very late.
We
It's-
went. We
Oh,
went.
It's already
it's very
past
late,
dinner time.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's like 9 o'clock.
We're definitely going back and going to sleep.
Okay.
If they're ancient, then that just tells you that they'll still be there tomorrow.
And Alhara
Okay.
saw a sign that says, only open tonight.
Oh, hey, I can see some
It's
magic over
it's
there.
like those 24-hour sales that are only for 24 hours every day. It's 24 hours in a row.
Mhm.
So it's only going to be open one night only. It says one night. It's like Kroll. It's going to disappear every day.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
It
Every day
teleports
it
to
just goes to a new place.
new location. So, well,
Oh my gosh. Okay.
they're leaving you.
Otteron walks back across the muck. They were already in
Alhara's
it,
like-
so they walk over to
Alhara-
the island where the
Alhara's
ruins
like
are.
trying to convince everyone.
Happens
they're
on my
leaving
shoulders
you.
again.
I don't want to get dirty.
Oh, I was just messing with you. We're definitely going to head back and rest.
I'm
Although-
assuming we can heal up at camp.
I kind of like the disheveled look. With your little hole in your clothes there and there. It sort of looks like it was on purpose.
You've got those acid-washed jeans.
You do.
My clothes were worse torn when I fled my home. Otteron just shakes their head as they walk back into camp.
I like how Riley has a little symbol of a light bulb over his head, which makes him look like he's a smart boy with a plan.
Little do people realize that he does not have either.
What? You hush your mouth. He's just you. I'm done with you. I've had enough. Good day, sir.
Otteron extends their arms as black feathered wings grow, and as they bring their arms in, the feathers just spiral and wrap around Otteron in a kind of greater flutter, and like there's a larger number of them than normal. As Otteron starts healing, Otteron's going to use Life Boost on themselves.
look over at Riley. Ugh, they are always so extra, right?
Was that in character?
Yes.
Okay.
Darius will give anyone who's hurt assurance-laden healing.
Atron's gonna walk off a bit.
Thick layers of assurance.
What'd you scare them away for? That wasn't nice.
What are you talking about?
Meanwhile, they're also cooking some grizzly bear and making some bear bacon. Lots of fat running off the bear bacon. Just for Darius.
Yeah, Atron's gonna go over and sit near the edge of the trees at the south of camp.
Alhara's gonna follow them and make sure to give them their distance, but when it seems to her that it's safe to approach, she'll approach them.
Yeah, Atron immediately, once they get over there, sits down and starts chatting with Chilagosh, and seems to be talking specifically of some of the magical practices and nature of the oozes and things that they need to figure out for the next time this is sure to happen, and is sounding very terse, like, obviously this will continue to happen since no one is going to listen, so I'm going to have to be prepared for it, and hopefully it's better that I get hurt, but I'm going to need some sort of precautions against this, so what are we going to do? And just keeps going back and forth, sounding very terse, but trying to keep it like academic and like they're trying to just make a plan, even though clearly is upset.
Does Sheila goes call sometimes?
I imagine Sheila Ghost talks in some weird, quick syllabic language that no one else understands, because they actually have to converse in this way.
I wonder if it's like backwards, like he talks backwards. Like you're like, this is going to keep happening, and she goes like, and you're like, I know, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Maybe. So that'll go on for 10 minutes as I refocus. And then, seeing Alhara, Atron would look up and just frown, try to smile a little, but frown. Yes?
Feeling any better?
Not really. The physical can heal, but I am still going to be upset and worried about the next time this happens.
The next time what happens? We're in danger all the time.
We go too far. We put ourselves in dangerous positions. We'd been
Doesn't
done
it make
for
up
the
for
evening.
everyone else who doesn't go far enough?
We'd even decided we'd be done for the night. And then, one more. It'd be different if we hadn't had such a dangerous afternoon.
Yeah, perhaps, but I don't know. It's fun. The danger, the excitement, not knowing what's going to happen next, what's around the next bend.
I would rather be prepared for the danger.
Yeah, I suppose that's the difference between you and me.
I suppose.
Well, looks like there's some holes in your clothes, so are you gonna keep it that way and look edgy, or do you want to fix them?
I think I will look to your staff first. I think that is more important.
Oh, there's a little discoloration here, but it doesn't look like anything really bad happened to it.
I have a number of things to look over too. I will have to get the rest from Hap.
I could get things from her. What do you want?
There was a few different things. Hap,
Huh? What? Oh, she'll come
can
right
you
up.
bring over the items we need to review?
Oh, okay. And then she runs back to her backpack sitting by Darius, and then runs back over again. Yeah, here. Is this everything? Did I forget anything?
I know you found a bag.
Oh, yeah, let me go
an
get
amulet.
O'Hara pulls the bag out and drops it at their feet.
it. Oh,
Sounds
yeah,
like you're very busy. And then she turns and storms off.
All right.
What's got her upset?
I do not know.
Well, do you want some dinner? You haven't eaten anything. Here, let me bring you some dinner, and then you can sulk some more.
I have a lot
I'll
of
go grab.
things to look
I'll
over.
go. It's
but-
too late. I'm going off. I'm gonna go get you some dinner.
You actually had dinner already, so this is
Oh,
supper.
did we? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Supper. Are you going to sup? Or is this a late night snack? I got some bear meat for you and some bear bacon
Oof.
that they've been cooking.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna eat.
Atron's gonna look over the bag, the reed, the elixirs, metal tubes. I've got a lot of stuff to try to identify.
Well, don't stay up too late doing homework.
So, Steven, when you're ready, I'll start identifying.
Okay. What are you looking at first? What do you want to look at first?
The bag.
The bag. Yeah, that you know for a fact is a type 1 bag of holding. So that one you're like, yep.
All right, and then there was, maybe I already identified it. Reed of metallic dust.
Oh yeah, it's like full of metallic dust.
Yeah,
I thought
I have
we
dust
found
of
out what that
appearance in
Yeah,
parentheses. So maybe I did that one already.
Oh, it is. Yeah, that is dust of appearance. So I guess you
Did
must
the
have done that one.
elixir. The compass wasn't magical, right? That was normal.
It was romantic, but it wasn't
the
magical.
silver compass is just loot. It could be sold for some coin, but it's there's no
Okay.
magic to it.
There was a hollow metal tube with engravings of open locks and chains. That was magic. Atron just found that in the tree in the glade.
Yes, you can look at that. Ooh. Oh, you're lucky. That one's really hard to figure out. That is a chime of opening. That is uncommon. And the way that works
Ooh.
is the chime can be activated 10 times before it cracks and becomes useless. You aim the chime at a container door or lock you want to open and strike the chime. The chime sends out a magical vibrations that attempt a thievery check against the lock's DC with a bonus of plus 13. It only does one lock or binding at a time, so you might have to do it multiple times. It is worth 235 gold pieces.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh my.
All right, and then Atron found an elixir in that tree.
Oh my. Okay, let's do the elixir. That is alchemy crafting. Wow. Okay. Roll the 31. I think you know what it is. That is a dark vision elixir. You gain dark vision. And this one is, I think.
Nice.
Let's see, hold on. A moderate version. It's worth 11 gold pieces and it gives you dark vision for 1 hour.
That sounds really useful.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Especially if we have to go... Aren't we supposed to look for... It's all gas in caves or under the city or something?
yeah, that was our lead to come here.
Yeah, okay. There was a potion that Hat found in the ruins.
Yes. Well, inside the bag, you found a potion of some sort. You found 14 gold pieces.
Got that.
And you also find a map
Ooh, I like maps.
inside of the bag, kind of stuck at the bottom. Hap didn't find it at first, but Ataran is a little bit more thorough in its searching than Hap, the teenage witch. So let's see. You want to check out that potion? Let's see.
Yes.
That is an invisibility potion. Colorless. Has no smell, no taste. Iocane powder. I'm sure of it. Or invisibility potion. It will either kill you instantly or make you invisible. One of the two.
Would you bet your life on it?
Huh.
Someone will.
All right,
Gives
amulet.
you the effects of a second level invisibility spell. It's worth 20 gold pieces. Amulet. Okay. Oh, it's a hard one. That means it's good. Let's see. Oh, you know what it is. Another uncommon magic item. It is a beaking cat amulet. Riley doesn't like it. Riley's like, cat amulet.
Meow.
Rawr.
Riley, be good. It's not real.
It's an uncommon consumable divination fortune magical talisman. It is a clay figurine that resembles a white cat with its paw outstretched. When it's activated, any allies within 10 feet also just failed or critically failed a reflex saving throw such as a fireball spell, get to re-roll their saving throw and use the better result. So the trigger is you use defeat or ability to re-roll a fail or critically failed reflex saving throw. It's actually not bad. 26 gold pieces.
Nice.
Yeah, but I mean, we never run into fireballs, so it's not really like I'm
Do any of us
this.
have anything like that?
I don't think so.
Cat's
Roll?
luck.
No, none
Half
of you.
luck.
Like halfling luck or cat's luck, none of you have that.
Oh well, maybe. And then the simple silver chain necklace with the brass housing and such that we just found.
That one's interesting. Give me a second.
Jeez, we did find a lot of stuff. I didn't
You
realize
did,
we had
you
this
did.
much stuff.
Yeah, we did. That's why Aderon's like, I actually have a lot to look over.
If you ever need help with homework, like I can try.
It's spending a nice hour doing this.
Yep.
You find a silver chain that bears a brass housing with tiny brass wings. At the center of the housing, you find a clear spindle ironstone positioned so that it resembles an open eye. You know that this necklace is also known as a Saint Altarium's eye, and the housing can bear a single aeon stone in the same way as a wayfinder will, allowing the necklace's wearer to benefit from the aeon stone as if it were orbiting their head. The necklace that you have can bear only clear spindle aeon stones and not other types. It allows the bearer to use the aeon stone's resonant power, but doesn't restrict the wearer from investing into aeon stones, even those slotted into a wayfinder. It is otherwise the exact same statistics and price as a regular wayfinder.
Well, that's pretty awesome. And the clear spindle, do I know what it does?
Yes, but I don't know what it does. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I was just looking. So it sustains a creature without food or water, and because of the nature of the necklace, it'll allow the resonance power as per the Wayfinder, so the wearer can also cast protection from chaos, evil, good, or law on themselves once per day at cash level 20th. They can
Oh.
activate it as an immediate action, but doing so drains the Ioun Stone of its magic, turning into a dull gray.
Oh no.
So it's a...
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's worth 4,000.
No, clear spindle. No, you're looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah, that's...
The clear spindle.
Oh, I'm in the first edition.
I was like,
Oh
what
my
are you?
goodness.
I'm like, dude, I'm like, you started off saying, "Oh yeah, that sounds fun." What are you talking about?
Sorry.
What you
I
talking
was
about,
in the
Willis?
second edition area.
Wow.
This thing's so powerful, it leached over from first edition. That's amazing.
I mean, if it's still worth $4,000, that is amazing.
It's actually, I'll do it. You don't need to eat or drink while this Andstone is invested by you. This Andstone doesn't function until it's been worn continuously for a week. So you have to wear it for a week, and then you have to invest in it. If you give it to someone else, it has to start over. The Resonant Power allows you to cast Air Bubble as a primal spell once per
that's
day.
different. All right, nice.
And it's worth 325 gold pieces.
Still a lot.
300,000.
Yes! 300,000 copper pieces. You
I'd like to go
got
back
it.
in time and sell it for 4,000.
4,000 copper pieces. You got it. 40 gold. Here you go, my friend. It's still worth. That's a lot. And then the Wayfinder, I forgot how much a Wayfinder's worth, but altogether it's almost like 350 gold pieces. So you found about, for all your bitching and complaining, you guys actually found a lot of stuff. Somebody can turn that into some pretty nice runes for their armor, or,
We
or
can
you
almost afford a greater animal staff. Just saying.
Why would we
Gross.
want that?
Because it would be phenomenal utility for us.
Who's us?
Us. For the group. Us.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
You work on that. We'll see how that goes, Lauren. I'm not even going to say Hap, because that's not Hap saying that. That's Lauren saying that.
Yep.
So that keeps Atron busy for about an hour. Otherwise,
There's
I've
also
got-
books you found and maps. Don't
Yep.
forget.
Yep.
I think Darius
But-
has the book.
nope, I have the book.
Man, you really You really hog it all.
I gave the book to the most read person.
The egghead? Is that what you're looking for?
The person who speaks the most languages.
Yeah,
I
it's
can.
really important to speak all the very good languages that I know.
Speaks Zulgath. Who knows who wrote this book?
If no one else has anything during that hour, I've got my next action, but I don't want to hog the light.
I think you can go ahead. We're just chilling with the circus folk, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So Atron will go looking for Ahara.
Oh, you're done, huh?
Yes, I'm sorry. Was I not supposed to look over those? You seemed angry.
I was just gonna. I'm sorry, I've had a couple mead. I was just gonna talk to you a bit, and I felt like you were dismissing me. I was trying to help, and instead of having me go get stuff from Hap, you called for her yourself. So it seemed like you wanted to be alone, so I let you be alone.
Oh, no, I didn't want you to have to leave.
Mm.
I'm sorry, I did not understand. I do have
that's okay.
reading to do if I can sit with you while I read. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I just had 1 or 2 or 5 meads, and I was gonna go to bed, but I can just fall asleep here. And she's kind of nodding off, and she taps like the log she's sitting on, inviting Atron to sit next to her.
So Atron will sit down on the log next to Alhara, fully well presuming she's likely to nod off and lean against them. And Atron will take out that old notebook and start to read.
Oh yeah, and she immediately does. She immediately just sort of goes over and snuggles in and falls asleep almost immediately.
So what language is this notebook written in?
All right. It is written in common. Nice and boring. You open up this journal that was bound in a silver cord. You undo the knot, and it is an exciting journal. I'm not kidding. You read it over for a while, and you are captivated. It actually is the journal of an infamous thief named Juniper Wenzel that starts way back in 4700 AR about a pickpocket turned cat burglar in the streets of Escadar. This journal goes through Juniper's crimes, and they continue to grow as the dates approach the present, progressing into ambitious heists, targeting banks and temples, and it gets crazier and crazier. It reads like an action novel. And then towards the end of the journal, Juniper confides her fears that Andrea Paltrian, a competent deputy working on the rise, has obtained evidence of her guilt. And you know who that is, because that's the woman you met who now runs
Yeah.
the entire watch department. The journal's final entry is dated 4712 AR, so 8 years ago. In addition to the memoirs, the text also contains a sketch of the cave system, which you went through and experienced. You also see where the yellow mold was a warning not to go over there because there's yellow mold over there. You also see information about references to stolen items hidden in a tree in a nearby glaive.
Ah.
And so you were able to know where the knot was, and that's where she hid some of those cooler things you found.
Am I crazy, or do I remember that this book was kind of tied to that compass we found? Wasn't there an engraving like "Find your way back to me," and we found it with the book?
No. The only thing you found with the book was
Oh, the compass was in the bag. Yeah, always find
Yeah.
your way back to me.
that was a bag that was near the yellow mold.
That's right, and that's where this book was in, wasn't it?
No, this book was in the abandoned hideout, and there was a bedroll, and it looks like that little hideout was
Oh,
Juniper's
okay.
old hideout where she was. It also says that she left a small chest buried in her hideout.
Ooh, we have to go back.
Good luck on that one. Kalikek is there.
Problem with that is there's a monster in there.
Yeah, but we could just kill him.
Yeah, no problem.
Is that what we wanted to do?
No, it's not. I wouldn't want to kill him because I don't believe in chaotic evil. I don't think it exists. I'm sure he has good in his heart somewhere.
Anyhow, it looks like you got most of the treasure. You just missed, a literal treasure chest buried.
Yeah, but now I know it's there.
True. And it'll bother you forever and ever and ever.
Yeah, that's actually true.
That's it. That's all you find. It's a very fascinating read, and it's quite
Very
long.
nice.
So it takes you probably a good hour or two to read through the whole journal, and you're like, ooh, exciting and new.
Yeah.
So just so I know where to file this information in my head, do we have no clues as to who the compass belongs to? Like, there's no way I'll ever be able to get it back to its owner.
You would probably have to go into town and maybe ask around.
Okay, well, okay, as long as it's possible, I'll still do it. Because this is romantic, and the person needs to get it. Whoever says me, whoever me is, they need it.
Yeah, that was off the dead halfling.
Yeah, but
Where
it
you
said
found
always find
Oh,
your
no,
way
sorry.
back.
No, okay, sorry. There's
That was in
three-
the bag.
Yeah, there's three groups of things. There is the stuff you found in the cove, and that is obviously Juniper Wenzel's, so you know where that one is.
Which one's the cove? Like, the cave
The
cove?
glaive. Yeah, the glaive. Inside
The glade. Okay.
Right, the glade. There's the actual cave itself where there's a treasure chest, but you have gotten to that. There was the Type 1 bag of holding, which was just sitting there near the yellow mold. And
Yeah,
I
that
think
one.
there was also like a decrepit skeleton there or something. Someone got hit by that mold and died, and that bag's just been sitting there forever.
Yeah.
And then you have the other skeleton, which was near the will-o-wisps. That was obviously probably eaten and killed by the will-o-wisps. And then you also found the Aeon Stone thing near the quicksand. So there's just stuff, man. Bogs are like treasure chests. They just have lots of stuff.
Yeah, and people been coming to this forest and dying.
Yes. And
This forest is rough.
Yeah, and you're finding all their loot. So good job.
This is so different than the other podcast where all they have to do is shake hands with an NPC and get awarded money.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ataran will then use time to fix up Alhara's staff and their own clothing.
Okay. Well, her staff only had
It didn't
surface
take-
damage,
Yeah.
so you don't have to worry.
If you want
about
to polish it up and make it pretty, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, Alhara's right there, falling asleep. Ataran finishes reading after a bit and is like, well, might as well fix these up just in case of things tomorrow. So, and Ataran's a very talented crafter, has a repair kit, so we'll get to work.
Okay. I mean, I'll say that you just do it. It's minor. These
Okay.
are minor repairs. I don't need
And
to
then-
for these things.
Ataran will make sure Alhara gets to her bedroll, and then Ataran will... This is our first evening here, so Ataran will just lay their bedroll down close by, not immediately next to, but, within like 10 feet, and lay down as well.
Hey now.
By morning, they're right next to each other.
Hey now.
Chilago's just staring
Chilagos.
staring at them.
Alhara wakes up. Chilagos is on her chest, staring at her like a cat
my
does.
gosh.
It's
When
like,
you
it's
wake
kind
up.
of...
What are
kinda
your
going-
intentions with my friend?
More than friend, my master.
I don't know. It's confusing.
Things are confusing. I presume Hap and Darius and Riley were just rustling, and you guys can heal yourselves all up.
That's exactly what was happening. It was two teams. Hap and Riley were on a team wrestling against Darius, and they still couldn't get an edge on him.
I was gonna say I don't think that's much of a challenge, to be honest.
No, but it's fun.
I would pretend to be losing and then do the Hulk Hogan immune to pain shake and then pin them both with hugs.
Aw, what a cute family we all are.
The Hulk Hogan.
Oh!
Hey, brother. All right, brothers and sisters and others, what are we doing? We'll say you sleep, you wake up, nothing happened at night, no one's dead. Looks like you need another 6 days for the circus to start clearing out all the brambles. You guys have plenty of time. You have 13 more days, and you've done a very good job at clearing out most of the forest. I mean, let's see, the only parts you still haven't done is you haven't done this path to the southwest, and there was that mysterious staircase to heaven that you think you saw. Alhara's the only one who saw it, and she was pretty, punch drunk, so who knows if she really imagined
Who
it or
knows?
not.
I'm telling you, there's a staircase.
There's a circus.
my
I don't
God.
know. She's kind of.
We'll definitely check for a
little
staircase.
Little loopy, I tell
I mean-
you.
A staircase to
uh,
a circus.
You've been listening to Roll for Combat 3-Ring Adventure, a Pathfinder actual play podcast. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com. You can also find us and play various games on our Discord channel at discord.rollforcombat.com. You've been listening to Roll for Combat. Until next week, always remember that Mountain Dew is not one of the 4 food groups.